What's good, y'all, and welcome to another video. And in this one, number one, I'm not alone, and number two, we actually have something very special for you, and that is a challenge. This challenge is the free-to-play challenge, but it didn't actually come from my mind, but from this guy over here. So why don't you tell everybody who you are, because they don't know you.
Yeah, how you doing, everybody? My name is Fastidious. Thank you so much for having me, WorGuides. Yeah, this is an idea I had around Christmas, and then I came to you with it. I was ironing out some rules with the mods. You helped me perfect it, I think. I hope the comment section can let us know. But it's a new challenge for anyone that remembers when we did the Epic Challenge. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun, right?
Oh, for sure.
Guys, we are going to give you cash prizes.
And obviously a challenge. So yeah, just as a quick reminder of what the Epic Challenge was, it was basically a free-to-play / pay-to-win mix-ish attempt at bringing some new life into the game, bringing some additional content while there wasn't a lot of stuff happening, and overall just trying to see how much you can actually accomplish with limited resources. And this is basically going to be version 2 of that, which is the reason why we're bringing it to you, because obviously there have been some improvements, some changes, and in general it is basically version 2. So obviously, let's get into the first slide of it, which is going to be what is free to play. So it's obviously a challenge hosted by yours truly and Fastidious over here. This one is going to be starting in 4 days on February the 2nd. Something which can't be forgotten is that this is a community challenge. So the more people participate, the more fun it gets for everyone involved. So if you specifically as a viewer, for example, have a favorite content creator, be sure to tell him about this challenge so he participates. In general, if you want to, feel free to share it with everybody so we can get more people on board with it and overall have some more fun and also contribute more towards a just cause, because we'll obviously be donating towards charity too. And you're going to be having to start your account from reset February 2nd towards February 3rd. You can also hop in later, but keep in mind you're going to have a disadvantage when it comes to days. Important, in comparison to the first one, it is strictly free to play. So if you want to spend, rather do it on your main account, save up for Valentine's. There is no spending here. We're gonna keep it strictly fair and equal. Next up, also, we have the addition of legendary heroes, which is exactly 3, because obviously free to play, 3 legendaries, choose wisely. And we all know, even though Volker is a legendary, she technically isn't, because everybody has. We kind of count her as the strongest epic to be ever released. And yeah, otherwise, obviously the same isn't true for Micah and Salazar, which brings us to obviously a bit more of the specific rules.
Yeah. So yeah, guys, it's going to be, you can pick up to 3. I know it might sound confusing. Some of you might have thought we were misspeaking and we were trying to say free. It's a play on words. It's a free-to-play challenge, but you can use 3 legendaries. Do you want me to take a couple of these?
Oh, sure, go ahead.
Okay, so it's full free to play. And this was a great addition you had. You decided like no extra anything. So like, you know, if you're WorGuides or me, you know, or Destined or Susie or something, you can say, hey guys, everyone do my referral link, and then you get all this free stuff, you know, or maybe you're a guild leader and you got a lot of friends and you're like, everyone send me your Discord codes. None of that, right? So we want to just leave no wiggle room. So you suggested, let's just say it's full free to play. You just get whatever you get in the game, no extra stuff. You can only build 3 legendary heroes. Volka's the one exception. So why is Volka the exception? Because we all know we're gonna get her. If you play every day, you're gonna see it's a 45-day challenge. We'll all get Volka if we're on top of our daily stuff. But someone like Micah or Salazar, or back when we did the version 1 of the challenge, it was Micah and Abomination. You still have to get lucky and pull them. And like, I got lucky and got the Micah heroes, and you didn't get the Micah heroes, right? So I kind of felt like that wasn't fair. So if you get the Micah heroes and you really early and you want to fuse her or Salazar or something, you can do that for sure, but that's going to count as one of your 3 heroes. You want to take it from there?
Yeah, so obviously, how do you get these legendary heroes? It's pretty simple, you gotta summon. So even though you can pick 3 legendaries, it's not like we can give you the whole roster and you can be, okay, give me Valdron, give me Praetus, give me Ingrid. If you pull them, you can use them, but you obviously gotta get them first. And the way you can get them, obviously everything is allowed. You can use your gems, you can use your summons, you can pull them on the divines, you can pull them on the ancients, wherever you get them. The important part is, as soon as you add them into any piece of content, you either give them XP, you upgrade them, what about legendaries and using them as fodder? How do we feel about that? What about the other 3?
You'll see it on my next slide, but good transition. Yeah, if you want to go to the next slide, basically here you can use friend assist heroes. That was a question last time. We wanted to clarify that. Go ahead and do it. However, another rule. Actually, I just realized we forgot to add this, so you'll see this on both of our Discords. To get a clear, you need to 3-star the stage. It needs to be able to auto run. So you can still do it for progression, but if you want it to count towards the scoring system we're going to show, I can't borrow WorGuides as Dolores, clear it, and then count that as a clear because it won't be a 3-star clear.
Yeah,
so
as long as it's auto, it doesn't count.
Exactly. We thought that was just, then there's like nothing to misinterpret. It's the highest stage you can auto. So you can use friend assist to get up there, or if you want, you can manually farm over and over, borrowing someone if you're super sweaty. I know you're good at that. But yeah, it's just not going to count to the final scoring. And then finally, besides those 3 legendaries you pick, it's going to be them and Volca. That's it. So it doesn't mean, right, and maybe you can explain this even better than me, it doesn't mean your first 3 legendaries are Calypso, Arrogance, and Cratch. That's who it is. You can wait to choose. You can wait till day 40 to decide when your final push. So that's kind of my conceit of the challenge, what could make it so fun, don't you think? It's like some people might just go with their first legendaries and you get a big boost at the beginning, but maybe, you know, someone holds out and you're like, what if I get Silas, or what if I get Comet or something, right?
You might just pull that 3rd legendary on day 40 and it takes you from 0 to hero, you never know. Though obviously something that isn't quite clear is the friend assist that you take from a friend. Does that one have to be legendary? Like, is it allowed to be a legendary? Or does it have to be epic?
Oh, that's actually a great... No, I'm glad... I didn't even think to include that. There's so many rules. If you guys think of any rules we missed or don't mention here, let us know in the comments, and there's going to be like a wall of text on both of our Discords in the 3-to-play channels that we're going to make, where like every little thing that could come up. But yeah, that's a great thing. You know, you can only borrow epic heroes. Yeah, that's huge, huge point.
So obviously, if you want to help out your fellow contenders, make sure to put in these epic heroes. So next up, rules continued, right? So you can obviously use soulstones and dupes to awaken your legendaries. But as you can see here, the other legendaries cannot be used at all, even as fodder to be sold off for awakening coins. Which means as soon as you get, let's say you've locked in your 3 legendaries, you pull another one, you gotta lock them, you gotta look at them, and they gotta get dusty in your inventory. That's the way it's going to work. Otherwise, there was a lot of contention in regards to if you join a guild. We all know that in the Volca quest there's, for example, the requirement to slay a certain difficulty of Nightmare and other things where it's beneficial for you to, for example, leave your guild if you're ahead of the like progression curve of your guild. This time, if you have to do something like slay a higher difficulty, you can guild hop, do that, but then the limitation is you just aren't allowed to buy anything from the guild shop in that guild, and that's pretty much it. At the end of the day, then you can just hop back into your guild. Obviously, on the note of guilds, me and Fastidious are obviously going to try to provide the guilds for everybody, and if you obviously want to make your own community focused guild, especially if you're another CC that is participating, you're free to do so. And yeah, it just, I guess it feels better to be like in a guild with all contenders, so you can kind of see how far everybody is, how you're messing against them, and also compete a bit on the guild boss.
Well, that and also it's actually gonna be a requirement that you have to be in like one of the 3-to-play guilds, like just like what we did with the Epic Challenge, because like it's not fair if, you know, someone makes an account and then they join their main guild that's on level 10 with a full open shop, you know. So we'll design it, and it's like maybe we'll be in competitor guilds or something to make it fun. If content creators want to, we can split the content creators. Last time we put all the content creators together, we can decide about that. But we'll probably make whatever it is 4 or 5 or 6 guilds. So if anyone wants to volunteer as a guild leader, I want to just talk about the. Sorry.
And this time we're probably even going to be entering into GVG. So this might even be the point that pushes that we should have contending guilds, because that is going to be very fun, trying to see like actual clashes between us with like our very limited resources. Who can come up with the most thrift choppy defense?
Actually, I really like that. Yeah, so probably maybe what we'll do, we'll see how much interest there is. Maybe we can make a form or something, or when people can start already registering on my website. As you're gonna see, we'll host it all there. But yeah, maybe we'll have like a different content creator represent every guild or something fun like that. But yeah, definitely you can't just like join like your insane friends guild already. That's like level 9 or 10. I want to quickly say just that first line. I don't know if I explained it well enough the way I wrote it. So you can use soulstones and dupes to awaken the legendaries of the 3 you've selected. Just to make sure that's really clear. Obviously, you're
you awaken your Shami that you can never use. You can do that. We're not gonna stop you. It's just not gonna help you.
Actually, you can't, because then you'd be getting a 5-star psychic power.
Not if you use a soulstone to awaken them.
Okay, fine. Okay, if you fine.
But yeah, and then obviously if you really got super unlucky and or by the time you finished every stage 18 and you get your random legendary, if you haven't picked your full 3, you can use that legendary to use it, but it's not gonna be like an additional one. If you've picked your 3 and your additional legendary turns out to be someone else that you would have, for example, rather picked, should have waited with picking your 3.
Yeah.
So that obviously adds like
going to be
strategic things.
That's going to be a big strategic moment because as we saw with the Epic Challenge, everyone is going to be able to beat this with epics, and there actually is typically a really nice even rate, if not higher, for the good heroes from that card. So
it always feels like an arrogance. It always feels there's an arrogance like, in there somehow.
That's actually the only way I ever got Elwyn. I've never pulled her. I just got her from that card on my account. But yeah, also I want to quickly say I'll share the slideshow for this, or I'll send it to you, WoRGuides. You can put it in the description, just because I'm realizing my head's cutting off a couple of pieces of text.
We'll try to fix that. So, obviously, challenge conclusion. It is, as we said, 45 days, which means it's going to go from February 2nd to March 18th/19th, obviously, depending on your time zone. At that time, all scores and places will be final. So, on reset, it's going to be cut off. The website is going to basically, I guess, screenshots, cap everything, and then
the website's actually programmed that I can just set the end time and it will just lock. So I'll just set it for 1 a.m. my time, which is reset. So it's pretty cool that way. I actually know someone like would have gotten like 8th place last time and was like a minute late and ended up getting like 12th or something. So definitely try to stay on top of that. And just really quickly to explain, if you can go back one slide, WorGuides. The reason it says, now we're going the wrong way.
Oh.
No worries. The reason it says 18... the one after. Yeah, this one. The reason it says 18/19 is because, like, for WorGuides, it will be the 19th. But if you live in California or something, it will be the 18th. So you know what we mean. It's when reset is where you live.
Yeah. You know that in-game day 45 is your last.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, obviously rerolling might be a bit contended and whatever, but if you want to reroll, go for it. If you want to reroll 100 times, it is something you can do. Always keep in mind, if you spend your first day rerolling, you're gonna be a day behind. And yeah, it really is up to you how long you want to reroll. If you want to spend the time, spend the time.
We just basically, a lot of times, last time people were saying like rerolling shouldn't be allowed. There's no way we can enforce that. And quite frankly, it's absolutely part of the game if you know what you're doing. 100%. And if you're going to be in this challenge, you know what you're doing. So like for me, I'll be honest, I can't imagine I'm going to do it more than like 5 or 6 times. It's mostly because rerolling for legendary takes forever. You have to guarantee the legendary, it's going to take you at least probably 2 hours each time. But if you want to do it a couple times at the beginning, it takes like 12 minutes. You can definitely do it and see if you get Idril or whatever you're looking for. We can't stop you, but what we can do is say, try to be like somewhat chill about it. If you want to be like gentlemanly or ladylike or whatever the word is, like if you're going to do it 100 times, like WoRGuides, you said, we can't freaking stop you, but that's also insane.
Hey, if it helps you win, you know? So yeah, specifics. As usual, or as with the last challenge, we're actually going to get a beautiful live tracking on Facilis' website at facilis.gg/challenges with live check-ins to track progress and also update it. And yeah, it is going to allow you to pretty much compare how you're looking at and yeah, see how you're standing up against everybody else, be it CCs, other participants. And yeah, check-ins can't really be enforced, but if you want to keep it easier, and especially if you're making major progress, making major progress, try to keep it like updated every 2 days. Obviously, the closer it is to your true account state, the easier it is and more like friendly it keeps it for everybody else, but you obviously don't have to be forced to refresh it every time you clear a piece of content.
Totally. Yeah, we can't like enforce how often you do check-ins. And to be honest, at the beginning, I think you should try to check in once a day if you can, because you're going to be making progress every day. By day 30 or 35, you might check in every 4 or 5 days. It's just really when you have something new to push. Once you guys see the scoring, just do your best, because it's like we want to keep the leaderboard alive and active and be like, you know, you're chasing me, you're chasing WorGuides, or you're chasing your guild leader, you're chasing your friend. Like, it's just more fun that way.
Obviously, scoring. So we just go back and forth. Number 1 is going to be gear rates and AMR, where every single stage of the gear rates, where we have 3 up to 21, so up to 63 points combined with AMR, which could be to 22, so there would be up to 85 points possible just from the gear rates, and then obviously onto the gear dungeons.
Yeah, so everyone's going to push the highest in AMR and gear raids, and then gear dungeons they're capped at only 10 with like gear raid 4 and gear raid 5. So there we're giving double points. So like WorGuides, if you got stage 5 on one and stage 7 on the other, that'd be 10 points and 14 points, so 24. It just makes it a little juicier, and also it rewards the people that got to like that later game portion faster. And then you'll see with the next one, we continue to do that.
Yeah, because there it is actually Guild Boss 2 Epoch 1. Obviously, main reason for Epoch 1 is there would probably be just way too much of a discrepancy if we were to also include Epoch 2. Like, for example, it might even then be a viable solution to, for example, pick a Eloin so you have a second cleanser unit. It just keeps it easier and keeps it more obtainable for everybody if it's just going to be the chests, and obviously it's going to be 3 points per chest at 5 chests, meaning a maximum of 15 points obtainable through Guild Boss 2, with the last tiebreaker being...
Yeah, just like last time, and I think I hopefully we do many challenges in the future and the game lasts forever and it doesn't start going down in huge countries ever again. If that's the case, yeah, if it's the perfect rainbow scenario, I think I love the idea that Nightmare 4 is like the ultimate tiebreaker for everything. It will never be points, but like that's like the original pinnacle of the game. That's actually how it was decided in the Epic Challenge. There were 5 of us that, or 4 or 5 of us that beat the same amount. So if it happens that, you know, you and WorGuides, or, you know, the top 2 viewers,
I think we need an
guy,
emergency rule. We need an emergency rule, and that is if Guild Boss 5 actually drops while this challenge is underway, Guild Boss 5 is obviously going to be taking that tiebreaker spot. So, developers, hurry up, get the Guild Boss 5.
That's pretty spicy. Yeah, okay, yeah. If you guys, like in WorGuides' interview with the developers, they talked about Nightmare 5. So if that happens,
they even mentioned it in the post. They even mentioned it in the post to look forward to, that it is close to finishing. So around Valentine's, we might actually getting that Nightmare 5. We'll have to see.
But you know, with gacha games, close could mean next week or next year. So we'll see. But yeah, for sure, if Nightmare 5 comes, that can be the new tiebreaker. That'd be pretty spicy. And Epoch 2 is like bragging rights, but that's, like you said, it's too.
I mean, you're gonna do Epoch 2 if you can to get more rewards, to get further and other pieces of content. So it's not like you're not allowed to play it. It's just not gonna be mattering point wise.
Exactly. Yeah, same things with like Arena, right? Like that doesn't count, but like you should do it. You should get the rewards.
You need the Arena points. You want to get them also at the shop.
Yeah, exactly. All
right, so now this time there's actually prizes, and these prizes are actually brought by the man himself, at least when it comes to first, second, and third, and those would be...
Yeah, so last time let's do that in 1 second. I don't want us to bury the lead. I really want us to raise money for charity. Last time a bunch of people said they were going to pledge $10 or $50 or $100, and then like people didn't send me the money, so I just ended up donating $300 myself. I would really appreciate if people, we're going to have a community fund. WorGuides, you and I have both pledged $50 if everyone looks at the second bullet, so 100 between the two of us already in the pot. That's going to go to the charity the winner's choosing. However, I know some of you don't care about charity, so I've done cash prizes. First place will get $100, second place will get $50, third place will get $25. This is not W Gold, this is cash. So I'm going to PayPal it to you, Venmo it to you, Zelle it to you, Wise, wherever you live, we'll make it happen. I'm going to put that money in your wallet. No questions asked. Don't worry about fees. I'll pay for the fees if you live in Turkmenistan or whatever. It's fine. I really, really want people to try hard. And hopefully, maybe you want to take the highlighted point. Maybe we get everyone donated at least a little, right, WorGuides?
Yeah, obviously if you have the means and if you feel like it's done in good spirit, if you had any amount of fun, let's say you watched 1,500 hours of me and Fastidious playing this challenge, you might find it in yourself to, for example, just spend a single dollar to the whole charity fund so that we can also obviously give back.
Yeah, like, I mean, if a couple of you want to donate 10 or 20 or $50, that's awesome. But even last time we had 175 participants or something, I would assume this time we'll have at least 150 or 200. That's already $200, right? So it's going to go to something amazing. I promise. I always show the receipt when I donate it to charities, and it's really important, I think, that we do that as content creators. And then you'll see probably the least interesting reward, but some of you might like it. We did it last time. The top 5 I'll feature in a video, like a long interview on my channel, like podcast style. But it's pretty fun last time, and I just think it's fun for anyone who loves the challenge. Seeing what those top 5 accounts looks like is crazy, and like the amount of skill and luck it takes, you know. So I think that'll be pretty fun.
There's just going to be that 4-stat variant Soulbound Arcana with 5% after 60 seconds, and you're gonna be like, why don't I have that piece?
Or there's going to be that one account that somehow pulled Sung Wukong from a divine or something.
Yes, it just happened. It was a glitch in the Matrix that somehow allowed Sung Wukong to be
divine
unlimited.
Miracle.
Yeah, he just appeared.
Well, awesome. I think that's where we wrapped it up, right?
I think that's already it. And yeah, besides that, if you have, again, any specific rules you really need to be added, if you have a particular opinion about, for example, rerolling, feel free to let us know down in the comments and we'll see if we have to change it. Once again, all the rules, everything up to the start of the 2nd of February is going to be on both of our Discords in a specific channel. It's going to be easy to find and you're going to be hard to miss it. People.
Yeah, so you can hopefully join both of our Discords or either, or we're going to manage it in both places. We're going to host this thing totally together. The only final two things I do want to say, I'll do a quick follow-up on this tomorrow because I'm going to open registration so you can already register to participate in the challenge on my website. So that is awesome. And then again, I just wanted to reiterate, if you think there's something we missed, like we've been working on this for, especially with the mods that helped too, for a couple weeks, but if you think we missed anything, tell us, because last time, there were some viewers or even some content creators that thought some rules were bad. It was the first time. This is new and improved. So
it's always easier to change the rules ahead of the challenge than when it already started, because that's what creates friction. If then people feel like, oh, he took advantage of a rule that only got added on the hotfix patch day 2. So rather just try to keep it clean cut from the beginning and that everybody has an even playing field.
Perfect. Dude, I'm pumped. It's 4 days, baby.